against Geelong last week, while the Lions continue to tread the tightrope. A win a fortnight ago was just what the club needed, but this week the Lions are coming off the dreaded bye. And a very good evening, everyone. Welcome to Football Park here in South Australia for this all-important clash, particularly for the home side, the Adelaide Crows up against FITZROY. And if you take Geelong as the measuring stick for these two teams, well, it's a toss of a coin match, isn't it? Because a couple of weeks ago, Geelong were beaten by FITZROY, and then, of course, Adelaide put in a rather dismal performance against the Cats, bearing in mind, however, that game was down at Kardinia Park. So a crucial game for both sides tonight, and really wonderful to see in such horrid conditions a grand crowd here at Football Park. There's probably in excess of 30,000 fans here, and that just shows how they support their football and their team here in Adelaide. And the man who threaded his way through the crowd to the applause, thunderous applause, Don Scott. How are you, Don?
Well, not too bad, Sandy, but let's hope that we haven't got a day. Well, we will have a day like we had yesterday.
And a night.
And a night, yes. I'm getting a little confused. Sunday night, but I was out at FITZROY yesterday, and that was a fantastic game, and let's hope that today's game's just as good. And quickly looking at this side, see there that Danny Hughes, we've got word that Danny Hughes may line up on interchange, and Brown will come into the side. Brown, a first gamer from Port Adelaide. He is a rover. Maynard O'Connell. O'Connell, a real worker. I don't think he'll go into the ruck tonight because they've got both Ironmonger and Rendell FITZROY, but it's not a bad lineup. Filkey, McGuinness. I don't know whether he'll line up there in Marshall. Tregenza. With those four, it's a hard line. Jarman coming back into the side. He really does get them going. Roos can play back or forward. In actual fact, Roos is their leading goal kicker at FITZROY this year. And Lynch at full back. Well, again, he is adaptable. It went forward, and also Osborne can go back, as we saw last week. And we've just also got word too through that Rendell could be a replacement. We see there Ironmonger. Usually it's Ironmonger or Rendell changing, but the word is that Rendell could be out, and maybe Bunn. We saw Bunn on the flight coming across. And there he is, number 40, Bunn. He did, you know, we know he didn't play up there in Brisbane, so, you know, whether they brought him over as an injured player, but he shall be the last inclusion for this side. Time shall tell in the next couple of moments. Yes, intriguing, Sandy, intriguing.
Speaking of intrigue, Peter McKenna is joining us here at Football Park tonight, while on the boundary line is Max Stevens. We'll take a break. Both sides are out on the ground. We'll be back with all the action shortly.
Hi, I'm Bruce Lindner from the Adelaide Crows, and you're watching Australian Rules Football here on 7.
But for more on that, with his Mitsubishi Motors ground report, a warm good evening to Max Stevens. Max?
I don't know about warm, Sandy. Conditions here tonight aren't very favourable at all. In fact, this has been the story here in Adelaide for the last couple of days. Cold, wet and windy. And just having a look at our current temperature, 11.6 degrees. The overnight low, 10 degrees. Humidity, 75%. The wind, 10 to 15 kilometres. Goal advantage, I'd suggest 2 to 3 goals to the left of screen, favouring the members' pocket. Now, the ground condition, a little heavy in the square area, but overall pretty good. The forecast, cold with showers and strong northeast to easterly winds.
Thank you, Max. Yes, this ground here at Football Park does drain extremely well. And as Max said, there has been a considerable amount of rain here in Adelaide in the past 2 or 3 days. Well, the man who booted 873 goals in his league career at an average of just over 4.5 has joined us at the microphone, former champion Peter McKenna. How are you, Pete?
Hi, Sandy, and a very good evening to you and Don. And very cold and windy and wet. Real winter conditions for football this evening.
Important game for both sides. I mean, FITZROY have had a win. They're coming off the bye. Adelaide are starting a run now where they've got to win this game if they're going to have a finals chance.
Well, they're really not out of it for the finals race, actually. If they win this, they'd only be a game out. And actually, just looking towards the ground, Danny Hughes coming on to interchange too with Eddie Hocking for the Crows. But FITZROY, I think they'll get a lot of confidence after that great win against Geelong. They have had the bye, of course, but I think these conditions will suit FITZROY because they're a very quick side and the ball would be at ground level a lot. There's Dwayne Rowe on the right and Jamie Elliott coming off on interchange for FITZROY. But I think that'll give them a big lift, that win, and I think they'll push the Crows tonight.
Umpires are Peter Carey and Anton McKernan.
Stevens is going down to the full forward position for FITZROY. Brett Stevens. Roos and Lynch in the back line. Trying to pick up Richard Osborne. This looks like he's at half back, Richard.
So the Crows are kicking to the right. And here we go, the opening bounce. Ironmonger is beaten for it out of the centre. Klug tries to get the hand pass away. He does, but he puts a lot of pressure on David Brown, who's come into this side. Filkey, however, flicks it up towards Hodges. 1, 2, yes! No, it's not going to be paid. Play on is the call. Hart couldn't take it. Kapler tries to soccer off the ground. Down towards the half-back line once again it goes. Broderick was there. And with support gets the ball wide out towards the wing, where it goes over the line on the members' side. I think are well rugged up here tonight. Cold and wet. But just fantastic support from this Adelaide crowd. Micken and Ironmonger. And it's the latter this time who gets it straight to Filker, however, on to Lee, now to Jarman. Jarman's kick down towards Hart and Klug on half forward. Going to be a free kick, and it's going to go the way of the Crows. John Klug will take it, and he'll be kicking from just on 50, just outside, in fact, 50 metres.
Well, he won't make the distance here, Klug. Now, where does the free kick come from?
Very good question, that, Don.
Might have been the Kapler ran over the hands of John Klug.
Klug from 52 metres, a high drop punt. Hodges is there, but it's hammered over the back for one behind. An integral part of the Crows side, John Klug. Conditions will test him tonight, but the first score on the board going to the home side.
And Scott Hodges will be in for a tough night. Hasn't kicked many goals this year, and he'll have to play on this man, Alistair Lynch, who's had a magnificent year. Beautiful kick to the half-back line, punched away by Klug. It's tapped further afield. That was Jarman going in, and McGuinness for the Crows. It's socket around the boundary line and eventually over on centre wing to Abernathy. He's done pretty well this year at half-back for Adelaide. Very talented player. Of course, had stints at North Melbourne and Collingwood. Micken versus Ironmonger. Number 26 there, crashing in for Fitzroy, former Hawthorn player Justin McGrath, and he'll take the free kick. Played in the reserves with Hawthorn. McGrath, a half forward, a pack of players. Micken gets into that hole, punched away by Maynard. That's little Dundas charging after it. He picks it up well too. Wine, or caught high. Could have been a free kick to Jimmy Wine. Let go. Players crashing in after it. There's Dundas again. Oh, there was some courage shown for Fitzroy by Andrew Johnston.
This is a better effort from Fitzroy. The last time I saw them was down in Hobart, and actually the three of us were down there.
Yes,
and we
Hawthorn.
were privileged to see Fitzroy put in a disgraceful performance that day.
I'm sure the Fitzroy supporters at home would be delighted you brought that game up, Don.
Well, I think the players should be reminded about it, because that was a disgraceful effort that particular day. But at least already they're just putting themselves in different desire level there tonight. Let's hope they can maintain.
Peter Carey now, he will bounce. And it's a good bounce too. Micken's had a fine year. He taps it further afield towards the centre of the ground. That youngster there is David Brown from Port Adelaide, playing his first game. Still in the centre, there's Jarman, a very talented player. Quick kick out of the centre to the half-forward line. Ironmonger went back with the flight. And he goes to get it too, Big Joe. He lost it. Hart tried to soccer it. Here's Hodges looking for lip tack, taken by Roos. And Paul Roos clears the ball to the centre of the ground. Micken can't take the mark.
But Jarman can.
Play on.
Play on is the call. Klug's going to have it on the 50-metre line. He's almost cleared a kick. Gets a high one up towards the square. Ironmonger in front. There's some holding going on there.
Yep. Ironmonger doing well too, getting back and blocking up the holes. It's a good thing to see him do that, because he's not the most mobile of men.
Big fly by Paul Broderick. He has it on half back. Looking in towards the centre wing area. Finds his teammate in Justin McGrath. McGrath's kick going over the centre now. Pressure on the Crows' defence. But their defence we've seen here, particularly when they've been playing here, has been pretty solid. On that occasion, out of bounds on the full. And Jason Baldwin to bring it back into play. Baldwin right on the wing. Grant Filkey on the mark. The Lions kicking with what breeze there is. Baldwin recovers after almost kicking into the man on the mark. Gets it down towards the 50-metre line, pushed towards the line, and eventually over. Doing the defending work there was Bruce Lidner. The Lions bench. Heavy Rain's going to test them all. A high kick by Lyon. Dundas a chance. Marshall may claim him. Dundas still going, but eventually loses it to Marshall. Still virtually in the middle of the ground. Socked towards half-forward by Bizzotto. Only as far as half-forward, however. Abernethy going to the outer side. That's a lovely kick to the outer wing. He finds Filkey. Sneaking away from McGrath. Grant Filkey going towards the left half-forward flank. Well, he's going to give Marshall a chase. In fact, he won't get there first. It'll be Kapler. Takes it back to the wing once again. Is going to be close to the boundary line over the head of Dundas. Scott Lee. Good control of a slippery ball. Going short up towards the half-forward line. Hart can't take the mark, but he does get it out towards McGuinness. Gets it quickly onto his teammate in Liptak. They're using it beautifully here. Brown, Klug, Jarman. Will they overdo it? Brown again. Brown at the bottom of the pack. And a free kick.
Free kick, he's picked out. Obviously, Ironmonger didn't make any attempt. Well, I think that was the interpretation of the situation. We'll watch this on replay. Brown going there. No, it could have been that push there on Jarman. So it could have been not against Ironmonger, but I think it was it Broderick?
So Jarman from 50 metres goes with a good-looking drop punt. Oh, what a lovely kick. That's a goal.
Jarman took a dive. There's Dundas. Kicking it off the ground. Lee. Sockers at the half-back line. He's had a fine season, Scott Lee, in that back pocket, Don.
Very solid player. Very solid player. He's not up there with the best every week, but he holds his place. He's a very, very solid player. Dependable, like the Rock of Gibraltar in the back line.
Micken versus David O'Connell. The two number 25s. O'Connell got that tap. The Roys go forward again through Johnston up towards half forward. Bit of pace shown by McCormack. Swings onto the left foot and round the corner he goes. No one there for Fitzroy, and not good forward play by the Roys. As the ball rolls over the line, there's Denny Hughes and the little Kank, Eddie Hocking.
Tank or Scud Missile?
Scud Missile when he runs
just
out.
Just get your terms right.
When he comes out on that ground, you'll know it. Now, here are the Roys trying to crash it forward. McCormack trying to get in there. Now, that's a free kick for in the back.
Great minds think alike, don't they, Peter? We're in unison on that occasion for the first time for a long time.
Well, this will be a difficult kick because he's a left footer, McCormack. Brendan McCormack. Now, have a look at this camera shot. And that's now he's getting around onto the right foot and tries to pop it through. A beautiful looking kick. And it's a goal. So the first goal on the board for Fitzroy. A great kick by McCormack. 1-1 to a goal.
Actually, you don't see that too often, do you? The fact that when the goal is opened up, as McCormack did here, there's the free kick. Now, to do this, what he did, you don't often see it. Usually it's a point, but he did the right thing, and that time it came off. Well done.
Centre bounce once again. A point in it. Bearing in mind how Fitzroy kicking with the breeze. Jarman's handball is effective to his teammate in Liptak. Down towards Hodges. Couldn't complete the mark. Kapler tidying up for Fitzroy. Swings wide towards the wing again. Filkey could be first to it. It'll be under great pressure. Dives on the ball, did he? No. Push in the back. Going against Jason Baldwin. Filkey to take it. At centre wing, kicking to a congested half-forward area. The man he was looking for was Klug. Hart's in there, couldn't get it away. The hurried kick was by Bizzotto, back towards the centre. Now here's a chance for Lyon to send Fitzroy deep in towards their 50-metre zone. McCormack under pressure, but he gets it back towards Stevens, who can soccer off the ground. He does, down towards full forward. But again, the defence tidying up for the Crows. This is Lidner tumbling a punt back towards the centre. Under pressure, Broderick. May lose it. McDermott, good work. Booted out of the hands. Broderick again first to it. With him, McDermott. Broderick soccers off the ground, but it goes straight towards McGuinness. Wine chasing. Oh, McGuinness did very well. Gets it back to Jarman in the centre, and Jarman will pump the Crows down towards half forward. Here comes Hodges.
Good lead. A lot of space in which he could lead on that occasion. A good chest mark. And there's nothing a fullback can do. And Lynch, in hot pursuit, just could not get the arm around to punch it away from Hodges. Now, he kicked one in the warm-up from this distance. So let's just see what he does on this occasion.
From 52 metres. Oh, it's a long kick. Off target.
It's a beautiful kick.
So the Crows move to 1-2, 2-point leaders over the Lions. Paul Roos to bring it back into play. Looking for Ironmonger. Fisted away from him. Lynch tried to get it off to Baldwin, maybe just a little bit too slow. Baldwin still going, caught one high, and will take the free kick at half back.
Well, FITZROY look very, very quick as they take it out wide towards the centre wing area. All the players bounce on top of it. It's a free kick going the way of FITZROY, and it will go to Johnston. Andrew Johnston to the half-forward line. Smart takes it to the line. And, in fact, over. Centre wing. Micken taps it down. Number 15 is their number 3 draft choice. That was Donato. FITZROY trying to force it forward, and over the line it goes again. Big crowd here, and amazingly with the weather, it's cold and wet, windy, and the skill level very, very high considering. There's Ross Lyon trying to crash in and grab it. Beautiful kick there, out of defence. Under pressure was by Bickley. Klug. Jarman is in absolutely everything at the moment. To the half-forward line, and a good mark running back with the flight. And that was taken by Kepler.
Gets it off quickly down towards centre wing, but this is going to go perilously close to the line. Thrown back in by Dundas, who will get a free kick. Matthew Dundas on centre wing. Call to play on now. Kicks towards half forward. Littner will fly alone, but couldn't take the mark. Opportunity for Broderick. Claim, but he does get it out the back door. On to Johnston. Down towards goal, and he dribbles it through. But first two, it'll be Liptak. Chance for Marshall. Onto the left foot. Looking for Hart, but he's caught behind on this occasion. Playing in front was Darren Kepler. Pushed towards the boundary line and over. No, it's going to be kept in play momentarily for John Klug. In fact, the umpires picked out a free kick. Going to go to Wine.
It's a good game of football at the moment. FITZROY very desperate, and they look very, very quick, and they're going to really push the Crows tonight, I feel.
Well, should be pumped up after their first win of the season. They've had the bye. Let's hope that they can really give us a very good contest.
Well, confidence is an amazing thing, and they've had that victory, and they were looking for that one. And look at Collingwood with 6 losses in a row, and when your confidence is down, it can really be shot.
He's a big man, Ironmonger. You look at him against Mick, and he makes Mick look like a boy.
Liptak to the full forward line. Over the back was Paxman. Oh, it's punched it further field. This Hodges trying to pick it up on the left foot. Scott Hodges across the face. It's all FITZROY as they race after it. This is Paxman. He should get... Oh, kicks it off the ground. That wasn't good play. He should have got to that ball easily.
Good play by Filthy.
My word, he really did chase that. And we ought to mention, too, mentioning Paxman. We mentioned Bunn coming into the side. The late inclusion is Paxman, not Bunn.
This is Grant Filkey. Centres it sensibly to the half-forward area. Oh, Ironmonger came over the back. It's socket off the ground. Danger here for FITZROY because Klug gives it to Marshall. The quick kickers to the half-forward line. Broderick doing well and gets it onto Osborne. FITZROY looking good as they go forward again. Beautiful kick by Osborne. Smart at the back, goes for the fist. Here's Ross Lyon. Gets in a hand pass. Oh, an ordinary hand pass by McCormack. They were clear. Still a chance for O'Connell to try and socket it off the ground. Free kick to McCormack, though. High tackle.
Why didn't McCormack go onto his right foot? Because we saw him earlier use the right foot to advantage when he kicked his first goal. but instead he went for the hand pass. It was a lay down was there. It was a 3-on-1. Lindner. There's a... Oh, I don't like that. I really don't like that where the foot goes in. But you can see it around the neck.
Well, he's kicked one already, McCormack, from directly in front. A good-looking kick. It could be his second. No, he's missed. And the Adelaide crowd roars with delight, but they're looking good, Fitzroy. 2-1 to 1-2.
Well, he could have kicked 6 goals against Geelong, McCormack.
He's a very highly skilled player.
Well, he had a sensational year a couple of years ago, recruit of the year.
And has come back from a serious injury. This is Marshall. He's also had a great year. He kicks wide to centre wing. This is Jason Baldwin. Now, will this be taken over? It was taken over by Dundas. The Adelaide crowd appealing for deliberate.
No, it's a throw-in on centre wing. Ironmonger stands his ground. In fact, Chris McDermott had to come and do the ruck work for the Crows. Lip tack under pressure. And another throw-in.
And the Crows are making a change. And coming on, Eddie Hocking.
The scud. Listen to the crowd. They love him. He's the throw-in. Ironmonger trying to go out the back, but it goes straight to Fielke. He gets a high kick. Doesn't gather a lot of distance. And running out of room is the Lions skipper.
It's going to be an interesting matchup with Hocking coming on because he's against a bigger packsman. And there we can
the two
see
skippers. Osborne and McDermott, and very, very close to the race.
And the play, that's the way you break it up.
Play goes on Don, and he's plucked out a free kick, and it's against the Crows, so that'll warm them up here at Football Park. It's going to Ironmonger. He kicks down towards the left half forward flank, where once again Lyon, under pressure from Abernathy, sees it over the line. Five points the margin. Trying to get a hurried kick with Bickley, not successful. Through the arms of Osborne and Klug, but it's Klug who recovers quicker. On to McDermott, then Fielke, all copped a high one. Grant Fielke, listen to the ironical cheers of the Crows supporters. Fielke has it. Goes to half forward. At the back was Hodges, couldn't take the mark. Lynch clears wide for Fitzroy, down towards the right half forward flank, beautifully picked up. The kick, however, is not a good one. Smart, the second attempt, can't take it. Paddles it on towards Jarman. He loses out. Fitzroy showing great desperation at the moment, and it's good to see Osborne. A high kick, gathering only 15 or so metres. Micken over the top. The kick by Baldwin goes down towards full forward. The Lions, if they could get another one here, it'd be interesting. But no, it's socket off the ground. Back to Micken. Goes short looking for Jarman. May have been a little too short. Oh, McGuinness
some good tackling.
Under great pressure. Jarman again. Almost pushed off it by his teammate in Tony McGuinness. And that's finally a bounce.
And that's really good to see the way the Fitzroy are going after him, because that is reminiscent, or not reminiscent, that's a hallmark of this Adelaide side. When they play over here, they really go at the opposition in numbers, and it was Fitzroy that were going at the Crows in numbers on that occasion.
And apparently that's the way they attacked Geelong when they had that good win. There's a quick kick by Johnston in the half-forward line. Dundas from 40 metres fires in a goal, kicks wide, and out of bounds on the full. But they're doing plenty of the attacking. Goals are going to be hard to come by tonight. It's cold, it's wet, the rain is really tumbling down at the moment. Difficult conditions, but the skill level very, very high. Now there's a tackle, and the umpire will throw it in.
In conditions like this, Peter, you know, one of the adages in football is to play in front, but in conditions like this, running second on occasions does benefit you, because the guy in front's going to make a mistake, because the ball's like a greasy pig, very hard to control.
Fielke.
Or a young chook, try catching one of them.
No, there's a free kick going back to Fielke towards half back. You've handled a few greasy pigs in your time, have you done?
Or tried to catch one or two pullets.
Well, here's Grantley Fielke, had a stint at Collingwood. Brings it to centre wing, Ironmonger. Now these conditions will suit Ironmonger, because he's a big lumbering guy, but he's got a big heart. Oh, he's kicked it into the man. Broderick's been playing well. McGrath, there's a free kick. Umpire Peter Carey has found it to Fitzroy. It'll be Broderick. Gives it across to Jimmy Wind. Wind to the half-forward line. Stevens is the flyer from in front. Here's a chance for Dundas. Was tripped. On to Johnston, an open goal coming up. He kicks across the face and a bad miss from 30 metres. Number 43 you see on screen is Andrew Johnston, former Essendon player.
Already one goal to his credit. Time ticking away for the Lions in this first quarter. They lead by 5 points. Micken edged out on that occasion. Lydner applies the lightning tackle. Smart gets a hurried kick, but it's going to go close to the line on the full and eventually sliding over. So another throw in on the outer side.
See, you've got to be a great supporter to come out in conditions like tonight.
Well, they are. Look at them in the air.
What a great crowd considering this weather.
There'd be at least 30,000. O'Connell again doing battle with Micken. Osborne applies the tackle. Ball breaks free, but straight to Lydner. Pumps it high, back towards the centre.
He's quick, isn't he, Kepler?
Picks it up and goes with a left foot down towards the left half-forward flank. Baldwin is leading Filkey, but he'll run out of room.
I mentioned the pace of Kepler then. Well, he won a big gift over here, Sandy. What's the
Bay Sheffield.
The Bay Sheffield gift, or he'd be one of the quickest players in the game.
Throw in again.
Oh, free kick.
Yes, going the way of Micken. He's had a very good year, Mark Micken. Towards centre wing, Marshall was forced to defend close to the line. And another throw in. David Donato at the bottom of the pack, number 15. Ironmonger and Micken. Line ball, but Ironmonger gets a second attempt. The big man goes to ground and almost tunnel balls it out. Frankie Bozzotto picks it up. Goes towards centre wing. McGrath a chance. Or does it nicely. He's got Wine going wide. Jimmy's kick up towards centre half forward. Smart claim.
Better, Steve. That's good. That's good, Brett Stevens. O'Connell running past, but just couldn't get onto it. But I like the way that Stevens followed up.
Interesting move, Stevens, on the forward line, Don.
You've got to be adaptable nowadays, don't you, Peter?
Still only 5 points, the margin. Lydner. There's that greasy pig Don was talking about. Dundas. Flicks it forward and gains valuable metres, but Smart pumps it back. And we'll find ourselves
Actually,
with
Stevens was a forward, I think, at his younger day at Essendon. It definitely was over in Perth.
Ball at half forward. There's Brett Stevens. He's been a terrific player for Fitzroy for a number of years. Very, very honest and superbly fit. Ball at half forward. O'Connell doing well in the ruck, work around that half forward area. And the Roys try to take it away. That was Lyon diving on top of the ball. Osborne soccers it off the ground towards the half-forward line. That was Micken, kicked it about 5 metres. Osborne again, a booming kick to the full forward line. Oh, McCormack nearly took that. Lee went in hard. Back-up support from Jarman. The running player is Lee. That was good defensive play by the Crows, but the kick straight in the hands of Kepler.
He's playing in front of Hart. Hart's got to get in front of Kepler.
Osborne. We've got the loose man going here, Fitzroy. The ball on centre wing. This is Broderick. The short one. Oh, they're looking good.
It's not
and
good.
He is a clever player. He's a good player, McCormack. Now the short one is on. The loose man is there. It's Jason Baldwin, is it? Has marked at 45 metres. It is Baldwin. And a chance to kick Fitzroy's third goal. And what a good start that'd be.
The boy from Coldstream, in the heart of Yarra Valley country.
Tom Scott lives in Coldstream, doesn't he, Sandy?
It's like going on a tour, isn't it?
That's right. Well, let's see if he can kick the goal. It's swinging back with the breeze. Will it sneak in? Well, this could be a goal.
It is.
11-point leaders in the last 3 minutes of this game. And a chance for the Crows to go into attack through Micken. No one on the mark, so he pumps it up towards Hodges' territory. Eddie Hocking will wait at the back, but it goes straight past him. Fitzroy are going to find themselves in a pretty solid position if they can restrict the Crows to no further score in this quarter. And with just over 2 minutes remaining, they've got the chance to do it because Dundas kicks them up over the centre. Waiting down, however, is Hart, is claimed and well claimed. Stevens gets a hurried kick down towards the half-forward line, but again, the Crows' defence standing strong. Abernethy gives it to Filkey, and Filkey pumps it up towards the right half-forward flank. Play on will be the call. Donald, I'm sorry, smash the biro as Brown goes inside 50. Hodges, 1, 2, yes! No, he's not paying it. He's not paying it. Well, the crowd not happy. But play on towards centre wing. Filkey, the first to recover, gives it across to Bickley. Bickley in turn to McDermott. He heads towards Hodges' territory again. Did get a touch to it, but that was all. David Marshall flicks it round his body. Very clever kick. Matthew Liptak right in front. And this is what Fitzroy did not want with just over a minute remaining.
We see Liptak really did back his teammate in Marshall in getting the ball, because Liptak was running away from the action as Marshall was getting it.
He goals. Matthew Liptak's first, and a very handy one for the Crows inside the last minute. Fitzroy lead 3-1 to Adelaide 2-2.
Well, he is a very courageous player in his debut game against North Melbourne. Liptak really did get under the packs and set it up. But at this stage, or just prior to even Marshall getting the ball, Liptak was running away from the action. So he's really putting a lot of onus on Marshall to get the ball.
Well, I think that's a sign of a talented player. He
What?
really did read that well. No, the fact
Or do you
that
call it a cheat?
No, you would, but he backed his teammate in, and he really knew his teammate was going to end up with that ball. Now they're taking, I think, David O'Connell off Fitzroy and bringing on the smaller player, Jamie Elliott, and that is very good coaching under these conditions. There's the interchange. As umpire Peter Carey throws it up in the air, Ironmonger pushing hard. There was Hart trying to get a kick. There's Brett Stevens. It's a good game of football. This Linda's lost it in the tackle. Time clock ticking down. It's been an excellent first quarter under difficult conditions. 19 plays 14. Fitzroy, well, it'll be a boil over if they won over here. But they look pretty determined. Oh, there's a tunnel ball job. Micken tries to get it. Oh, Broderick's playing a great game. Broderick to the full forward line. It's a mark. And a good mark, McCormack. Now he swings onto the left foot. An open goal looms. The kick by McCormack right through the middle.
Well, I haven't seen Scott Lee led as McCormack is doing to the ball. It's usually, you see there only 6 seconds to go. There's Scott Lee on screen. He's usually leading his opponent to the ball, but here's Broderick getting the quick kick. Now look how far McCormack's away from Scott Lee. Scott will just have to tighten up. That's not characteristic of his game. And there, a good goal by McCormack. Actually, I took his brother away to Ireland, Brendan.
11 points the margin, and only 5 seconds or so remaining, so there will be no further score in this first quarter, but it's been a good one for Fitzroy. There is the siren, and at quarter time, Fitzroy 4-1, Adelaide 2-2. Good first quarter. They are 4-1, 25. McCormack's booted 2 of those. Adelaide are 2-2, 14. So both coaches going hammer and tongs at the moment. Graham Corns with the Adelaide Crows and Robert Shaw with Fitzroy. Just a reminder of some of the top sport coming your way on 7. Touring car fans, well, of course, it all comes back to South Australia on June 23, and that, of course, will be at Malala. But wherever you're watching around Australia, check your local guides for times. And, of course, coming soon, we've got the big test series in rugby league between Australia and New Zealand. That should be a beauty. Max Stevens has been listening to the coaches. What news, Maxwell?
Well, Sandy, Robert Shaw, he took his players to their centre half forward area to explain to them, I'd say, what to do in this quarter. Now, he was fairly pleased with the way they played in the first quarter when you consider the conditions here at Football Park, but reminded his players that they've got to get to the ball first in the wet, and he said, you get to it first and you'll be rewarded. Graham Corns told his side to be careful of the handball. He's explained to them these conditions they haven't played in before during this AFL season, and he said, use the middle of the ground, kick it down that centre corridor, and you will be rewarded. And it's a situation here as the rain continues to come down.
Thanks, Max. Let's now, gentlemen, have a look at some of the stats from this first quarter.
Well, the reason why Robert Shaw, I should imagine, Peter, took his players across there, he saw what Robert Walls used to do, and having been on the boundary line, I remember Robert Walls going across the other half-forward flank so he wouldn't listen in. But there's the stats, and quickly going through centre breaks even, hit-outs even. Everything seems to be relatively even, doesn't it? Kicks favour of Fitzroy, more handballs to Adelaide.
So just about set to go in this second term. Can Fitzroy keep up this momentum? Will the Crows take advantage of what has reportedly been described as the scoring end?
Very small half-forward line now for Fitzroy, with O'Connell going up. They've got Johnson, Dundas, and they're the two guys on the front end of the square.
So into the second quarter here at Football Park, with the Lions leading. Ironmonger underneath the ball, but couldn't get it effectively away. Jarman gets a short kick. Marshall soccers off the ground down to the half-forward line, but only as far as half-forward. And Richard Osborne takes the mark. Lions captain goes towards centre wing, and a fine mark.
He's got a lot of talent, this fellow. Actually, this fellow came away to Ireland as well.
Which Broderick did you take?
Which McCormack?
On centre wing, Lidner tries to soccer off the ground, but there's been some holding on, and it's been picked up. And it's going to go the way of Dundas.
Richard Osborne seems to be playing, and he is a loose man across that half-back line, I think.
Matthew Dundas, short in towards half-forward. Lidner stood there, and storming forward was Andrew Johnston. He's too far out to score. Centering kick in towards half-forward. McDermott off the pack, gets it away to Brown, another one to Jarman. Tackle, but he did get a kick away. Filkey could be first to this football. Chasing him is Elliott. The Roy's doing well. Stevens, but Maynard backing into the pack, takes a solid mark. Quickly plays on to Nigel Smart. A high kick up towards the half-back flank area. Fisted clear and hammered back towards Fitzroy's 50-metre line. Through the legs of Brett Stevens it goes. McDermott is claimed, however, by Stevens, and the umpire decides on a bounce. Close, do you think, Peter?
Yeah, it's very close to holding the ball then against Chris McDermott. But I think the umpires will be a little bit lenient under these conditions. There's Danny Hughes, and he'll be itching to get on, Danny.
And Rod Jamieson.
It's at half off. Fitzroy desperately punch it forward. Here's Bruce Lindner, affectionately known as the President. Beautiful kick on either side of the body. Centre of the ground. This is the Roy's again. Osborne started his football on the half-back line, and he's doing well towards the full forward line. The ball hits the deck. Players crash in after it. Bickley was one of them. Look at the tackling of Jimmy Wine. The Crows trying to get it out of that danger area. Here's McCormack. Oh, there's a free kick for Fitzroy to Johnston. He put the head down and went in. And he was crashed.
Boy, you've got to learn to... I know what he's trying to do, but you've got to learn to turn your body.
Well, he had his eye on the ball.
But Peter, you've got to turn your body too, don't you? Yep. Finish up on a stretcher, and... Oh, that is dangerous.
Well, he's doing well, Andrew Johnston.
He's doing exceptionally well, but
I think he might have a bit of a nick above that eye. Now he's kicked a goal. He kicked from 50 metres. It's up in front, or pushing and shoving. Might have been against Ironmonger, I think. There's no doubt about that one. And the free kick will go to Micken. And you wouldn't believe that Mark Micken is the same player that played up there with the Bears. Now he's going short to Maynard. Maynard, a good, honest, dependable player. Across that half-back line, he kicks it wide. The centre wing, some pushing and shoving going on. That'll be a Fitzroy free kick for a push-out. Jason Baldwin, he's also doing pretty well. He breaks away, he's got plenty of talent, brings it to the half-forward line. Micken thumps it to ground. Who'll get there first? McGuinness loses it, but I think he was pushed. And it will be a Crows free kick, I feel.
It's interesting. Johnson's all right. The doctor's come out to have a look at him, and he's cut his head. After that clash, we saw blood coming from the top of the head, but he's all right. Actually, last night at the basketball, they had to go off the ground, off the court when they made a cut or drew blood, the players.
Well, McGuinness to the centre of the ground, and the mark has been taken by Big John Ironmonger.
Just on the defensive side of centre, John Ironmonger kicks up towards half-forward. Good-looking kick. Micken got a hand to it, couldn't take it. Oh, McGuinness solidly met. It's now Smart, storming through Nigel Smart. Ball to ground once. He's got a couple of running players. Uses Filkey. Chips round his body, out in front of Hart. Bounces away from him, however, and Kapler is with Hart over the line.
Pace of Kapler. He gave Hart a couple of metres start there and beat him to the ball. Ironmonger tapped it down. They're working very hard in the clinches, Fitzroy. That was Kapler again. Oh, it's punch away from Micken. Jarman to the half-forward line. They were waiting over the back and reading it better than anyone else was Roos. On to Kapler. Is he playing a good game? Beautiful kick wide. He's found Alistair Lynch. Lynch will go with a long hand pass over the top. Player waited for it. Richard Osborne. Now he's got it. Goes wide with a hand pass to McGrath. The short one is on. Oh, they're using that ball beautifully. FITZROY. Johnston again. Another short one. Good play. McGrath from 50 metres. Centres. No, a wobbly kick, and he puts it out of bounds on the ball. I think he was trying to centre it.
Was that a relay kick, or should that be a relay kick? His lip tack a little late.
Maynard. Coming towards the half-back flank. He wants Micken, and he gets it.
Good mark.
Micken, John Klug has drifted down to the wing, but he may go short towards the half-back region. In fact, does.
50 metres, 50.
Brett Stevens.
And O'Connell's warming up on the boundary line. Are they going to bring Ironmonger off? No, they're not. They're bringing off a smaller player. O'Connell about to come on. And it's Elliott going off.
Bickley. Hodges couldn't take the mark. McGuinness put socket out of his hands. And the FITZROY defence tidying up. Dundas going over the centre once more. Lindner trying to use the body. Smart has it socket out of his hands. McDermott goes in. The bottom of the pack as usual. Jarman sockers off the ground. It's effective.
Well done.
Pass Filkey. What a tackle by Grant Filkey.
But it was also well done by Ross Lyon getting up there, the way he attacked the ball.
And he gets rewarded for it. Fine kick too, finds Dundas.
Gee, they're desperate, FITZROY.
It's a better effort, isn't it?
Short again. Smart can't get there in time. Target was Andrew Johnson, who kicked 1 goal in the first quarter.
It's a free kick to the Crows, Sandy.
They're doing very well, though, the Lions, aren't they? Very well.
I think they shouldn't have gone short that time. They should have kicked long to the square.
Here's another player who's had a fine year. Tony McGuinness. Vice captain, and with Chris McDermott have both shown remarkable leadership qualities. Marshall tried to get the hand pass away, may just about get it back again. Couldn't do so. Shoveled out the back door. Past Brown, however. Hurried kick by Bozzotto down towards the left half forward flank. Line is there. With him is Abernethy. Oh. They're looking all right, FITZROY. That kick's wide, will be out of bounds on the full.
What about the pickup by Baldwin? That was brilliant.
Study and concentration.
You'd have to be keen, wouldn't you, to get out there in the cold and wind and rain and well,
looks as though it's set in for the night too, Pete.
They love their footy over here.
My word, they do. Lindner towards centre wing. Big pack of players around this ball. Jimmy Wine just slipped through McDermott. He'll always be at the bottom. McGuinness is tackled high by Osborne. Look at this. It's like the start of a wrestling match.
It was high, wasn't it?
Yep.
It's not a free. It's going to be a bounce.
And McDermott and Osborne have had a bit to say to each other.
That's the way you do it.
Let's forget it.
Throw it up and let's go again.
And he's plucked one out. That's exactly what happened last time. And the free kick has gone to Mark Micken on to Jarman.
Andrew Jarman from half-back to the half-forward line. Oh, no mark to Paxman. He should have punched it forward. Very difficult to mark like that. Hockey to full forward. Lynch at the back. Hodges at the front. Lip tackers there also, but that'll be a great clash. I've been very impressed with Hodges, even though Lynch is hotly pressing him and making it difficult for him. Hodges is getting in front and really attacking the marks, and he's been a little bit unlucky. He hasn't quite held on to a couple. Ironmonger versus Klug. Over the back was Micken. FITZROY through Baldwin. Oh, it was a good tackle. Adelaide on the left foot is Hart, and he has missed to the left.
First score by either side for the quarter. Shades of the Western Oval at the weekend.
Well, a good, tight, hard contest. This 2-3-15 Adelaide. They trailed by 10 points, FITZROY, for 125.
There's a 10-point margin and still just under 17 minutes remaining in this first quarter. McGrath going to the outer side. McDermott is lurking, and that could spell danger for FITZROY. Sits over the ball. The question is asked by Darren Kapler. But we'll find ourselves with another bounce. And we'll throw it up. Ironmonger and Micken. The latter got up higher. Eddie Hocking. Or to Jarman, back to Hocking. Now the Scud missile's got a bit of room. He swings round in towards half forward. Jimmy Wind at the back, an effective spoil. Towards the pocket goes Osborne. With him is McGuinness. Osborne sees it over the line.
Great leveler, these conditions. A great leveler as far as skill is concerned.
Micken again trying a flick. Liptak was at the bottom. He kicked a goal in the first quarter. Ruse hurried kick to half back. It's effective enough.
He was gone.
O'Connell. Off they go. McGrath. The left foot sends them over towards the left half forward flank, and Stevens.
He was nearly off, wasn't he?
He was asking for 52.
Kicks to half forward. Lidner.
That was a free kick holding behind. There was, we mentioned earlier, there was a blatant one, Klug holding Ruse, and the umpire let it go. At least he's picked that one up on O'Connell.
David O'Connell still outside 50. It'll send Fitzroy deep into the attacking zone. In fact, he tries to go into the pocket, but Maynard takes a good mark.
Why did he try and do that?
No, not good play. This is Bickley, the centre wing. They're going a bit short, Fitzroy. A big ironmonger working hard, soccers it off the ground, and Lux of Fortune, the ball just bounced before the line. Half forward for Fitzroy. Saw Rodney Jamieson a moment ago on the bench, looking on, and when you're sitting on that cold bench, you just can't wait to get on and into the action. Here come Fitzroy again, all trying to sock it off the ground was Osborne. Dundas was grabbed when he didn't have it. And the Adelaide crowd don't like it, but it was definitely a free kick to Matthew Dundas, from Assumption College schoolboy.
Putting himself in too tonight, Peter.
Well, what do you mean tonight, Don?
Well, he's only a little fellow, and
Always does.
he always does put himself in, but he hasn't got the frame. And that was a good mark by McCormack again.
Great mark, McCormack now. He's wanting to go short also. He'd be better off now. There's the short pass. It's going to come off, because slipping into that hole there at half forward was Broderick. Well, they're looking good, Fitzroy.
It's bad marking, isn't it, by the Crows? I haven't seen them as loose as what they have tonight.
I just wonder if they've come out onto that ground thinking, well, we're playing the bottom team, this is going to be easy.
A little bit of overconfidence, you think?
Well, I think they've got another thing coming. This side has improved out of sight, this Fitzroy side. Paul Broderick for his first and Fitzroy's fifth. Oh, it's swinging back beautifully on that left foot. It's a goal.
Attacking, it's Kapler, sends them down to that scoring zone once again, in towards the left forward pocket. Stevens intercepts, can't take it cleanly. Great pressure now on Maynard, can't pick the football up, and we'll find ourselves with a bounce in the left forward pocket.
Couldn't you see in the first 2 minutes of this game this evening the desperation of Fitzroy, and you could see they were going to be hard to beat.
Well, they're coming off a win, and don't forget Geelong absolutely pounded the Adelaide Crows down at Cardinia Park, so while one's confidence would be sky high, the others would not be too flash. There's a shot at goal. It goes right across the face of goal. And Darren Kapler not successful on that occasion.
Isn't he playing well?
Scott Lee to bring it back into play. Under 13 minutes remaining.
He's got to go over the mark, over the mark.
So now he gives it back. And away he scoots this time. Micken, ironmonger. And over the line.
He's hurt himself, John Ironmonger. Get up, big fella. They'll need you tonight.
He played a great game for New South Wales, didn't he?
Conditions similar to this. Actually, the conditions were worse than what they are tonight.
McDermott, floating kick towards Klug. Socked forward by Liptak. Past Hocking. He's got to chase Paxman. Eddie's away now. Hocking with one soccer. Lynch another. And soccer through for a goal by Liptak.
That one for Adelaide, 3-3 to 5-1. I thought Paxman actually showed a lot of inexperience. He should have socked it off the ground.
Body behind it too, Peter.
Yeah, well, towards half forward, it was by McDermott. That was good play, Paxman, to thump it away, but here's Klug. Slick hand pass, looking for McGuinness. He ran over the ball, and eventually it's forced over the line.
He's not having a good night tonight, McGuinness.
Well, he's been tagged again, and the slippery conditions.
But he gets tagged week after week.
I know, and it is a little man's game tonight, of course. That ball will be on the deck a lot. Now, no one got a decisive hit out then. Osborne Oh, breaks the tackle of Hocking well. That was well played, Richard Osman. He's running into a bit of form. Johnston. As they go forward again, FITZROY. That was David Donato to the half-forward line now. Was that a mark? Yes, it was. And that was Maynard. As I said earlier, a very, very honest player. Maynard to centre wing. Ironmonger at the back. Some holding going on.
Now they're starting to watch a bit of look for holding. Good effort.
It'll be a FITZROY free kick at half-back. And it's Paul Roos, in my opinion, in his rightful position, playing at centre half-back. Centre wing. Again, they went a little bit short then, FITZROY. And another free kick. It will go the way of the Roys. And this time it's Jimmy Wine. Let's see what he tries to do this time. There's that right arm heavily bandaged. Wine to the pocket. Stevens in front. It's thumped the ground. Abernathy receives from Bickley. Abernathy to centre wing. Roos at the back. Disciplined play to thump at the ground. Here's Hocking. This will set the crowd alight. Hocking to Hodges. Oh, well done by Lynch. Lynch and Hodges socket away by Alistair. Lynch was very, very good play. And the ball rolls over the line.
Gee, that was an excellent effort, wasn't it? Because the goal square was, or the goal face was open to Hodges. Had Lynch not jumped at that critical time, Hodges would have gone on. He got a socket on in front because there would have been nobody coming the opposite way. Excellent effort by Lynch.
Well, this will test the line defence now. Micken coming over the top with the left hand. Hart a little late on the scene. McGuinness picks it up, pulls it round his body, swings it back, but not far enough. One behind to Tony McGuinness.
Class player, isn't he, Tony McGuinness?
Very quick 3-4.
Good, great fitness too. To be able to run all day the way he does. Testament to his fitness.
Lynch brings it back into play. Filkey. Twisted away. But he's got the backup support through Liptak. Only as far as Wine. Tucked in the back pocket, Jimmy Wine. Pulls it round his body. Clue! Wants to go on with it quickly. Goes right across the ground.
Good mark.
So Rod Jamieson is going to be kicking from 50 metres.
I think he's got tremendous vision, Klug. When he does get the ball, he hardly ever wastes it.
Margin at the moment is 9 points. So an important kick with 9 minutes remaining. And the struggle for the distance. I think he may have just snuck it home. The margin now is just 3 points in a tight encounter here at Football Park. No one going anywhere out of that little lot. And another bounce.
Well, Adelaide have really lifted, and they're right back in this game now, trailing by 3 points with their home crowd roaring for them as we see Ironmonger and Micken. Micken got that one down towards Marshall. Socket off the ground by Jason Baldwin. And what FITZROY now is a quick goal to reply. McGrath with pace.
Gee, he's not doing well, isn't he?
Wine. Slippery conditions. Roos. Out wide. McGrath again races back with the flight of the ball. Can he trap it? He can. He swings onto the left foot. He's looking for the short one again to Stevens. Difficult one to mark. Just going a little bit too short, FITZROY. It was Abernathy straight to Broderick. Beautiful kick. Look at the long kick this time.
Go.
And it's a free kick. It's a free kick on to Scott Lee. But they were off and running. But look at the long kick. Didn't that make a difference that time?
Comes towards Lidner, who's off.
That's Johnson's man. Johnson was going into that open goal.
On to Filkey. Stabbing towards Hart. Kepler comes out and meets him. Hocking pushes in front of this crowd who love this, the scope missile, but he can't pick it up and has to be content with seeing it over the line. Only a youngster, 21 years old, Eddie Hocking. Micken up early. Ironmonger got it and goes back in once again. The big man at the bottom of the pack, Jarman. Gets it out towards Micken. Took his eye off the ball. Partly smothered by McGrath. Now a chance for McGuinness. Left foot kick. And a defensive fist by Kepler sees it over the line.
Interesting matchup, Kepler and Hocking, because Kepler is as fast as what Hocking is.
Still 3 points in it. 7 minutes remaining. Micken, second thump, wins it. Only as far as Osborne, however, who kicks up towards centre wing. Dundas Ooh, couldn't take it. McDermott at the bottom of the pack. And the umpire coming in very, very smartly to have a couple of words there. And then say he'll take charge. Ironmonger. He's going to keep it in. Matthew Dundas does so. And a long kick up towards half forward. There's some holding on going on there. It's going against Maynard.
I'm glad the umpires are picking that up, Sandy.
Stevens will take it just forward of centre. The Lion veteran. Centering kick. His target was Brendan McCormack, who's kicked a couple, but there's a trio of Crows bursting away, almost a murder. Maynard will go back. Smart is still running. Filkey's on the outer side, goes in towards full forward and electing to try and stab towards Hodges once again. Liptak gets it out. They desperately need a score. Wind, however, kicks wide towards the boundary line. The race is on now. First to it will be Osborne. Keeps it in play for probably 35 metres, and good defensive work sees the Lions out of trouble.
Great
for the
passage
moment.
of play there, starting with Smart down there. Maynard, they're all starting to run down.
Yes, I thought that was a poor kick of Brett Stevens back on that half-forward line. They've got to go more direct to goal and just kick it as far as they can with this under these wet conditions. Now, that could be a free kick. No, it's not. Wine. A quick kick to the half-forward line. Scott Lee versus David O'Connell. Lee in front. He's got backup support. All could have been a free kick to Lee. It is, and the advantage now played to Filkey. Filkey to the half-forward line. Roos sets himself. Can't take the mark. Pump further afield. McGrath versus Jarman. Jarman trying to dive on it. Kicked away by David Donato. Well, that could have been a throw by Klug. Jamison caught. Loses it in the tackle. Now it's McGuinness. Oh, well done. Pushed his way through. Now, ooh, how the umpire see this. I think he'll throw it up. And he will at half-forward for the Crows. A terrific game of football under difficult conditions. Just under 5 minutes of play left in the second quarter. And the margin is 3 points in favour of FITZROY.
From the bounce. No one able to take it cleanly. It's very tough. Micken at the bottom. Roos. Kick smothered. Hart. Hurried one round his body up towards the right half-forward flank. Marshall. Goes long, that's the way, but he's gone across the face of goal. It'll drift in towards the left forward pocket. Lynch could have been held. Play on, Liptak, close to the boundary line and over. And Alistair Lynch asks the question.
They were lucky then, FITZROY, because it was a 3-on-1 situation. Lynch was outnumbered.
But look at this, that's a free kick to Lynch.
Yeah, it is. Well done by Hodges to get him off the ball too.
In the forward pocket. Klug in front.
He never wastes it.
Gives it out to Bickley, who just blazes across the face from behind.
We used to call Klug in the Army Reserve at South Melbourne, didn't we?
Yes, he came over. He came over to Richmond with a huge reputation. He was a Tasmanian and champion schoolboy footballer, John Klug.
Just never lived up to it, but he did have huge raps, if I remember correctly.
Back into play once more, and O'Connell takes the mark, virtually uncontested in the end. This rain really sleeting across the ground now towards centre wing. Stevens are trying to tap on over the back to accommodate Andrew Johnston. Lions kick. Oh, an opportunity now for McCormack if he can push it on for Kapler. He can't, but Kapler recovers. He's surrounded by Crows.
Starting to get numbers around the ball now, the Crows.
What's Kapler doing down there? That's the pace of the man. He follows the ball from the half-back line down to the goal scorer. He's a good player, Darren Kapler.
He might be playing half-forward, Peter.
Don't think so.
O'Connell, Hart, hurried left foot kick. Lidner is there, gives it away. McDermott takes his own ball and gets another attempt. McGuinness up a little too early towards the boundary line. Baldwin couldn't take it. Klug has it stuck between his legs. Oh, great tackle. Ironmonger's hand held by McGuinness. He wanted to get the handball away. And the ball finishes over the line. Look at the grab the right arm. So the throw in with Micken and Ironmonger. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Ironmonger wins it, but straight to McGuinness. Pumps it 25 metres, which is a fair kick in these conditions. Another bounce.
Important now to put your body in front or get in front, because the fact the umpire is going to pick out a technical free kick to break up a pack.
It's on centre wing. Micken trying to go over the top of Ironmonger. Johnson at the bottom of the pack. Ironmonger still there. Hart asked the question.
That's a good umpiring decision, because that ball was trapped between his feet. And early in the season they were playing that as holding the ball when the guy was making an attempt. Now how will the umpire see this one? He allows it to go on. That was Wine to the half-forward line. O'Connell waits, taps it back. That was clever play. It's socket off the ground. It'll be a free kick to FITZROY here. And that's good play by O'Connell. He was telling Ross Lyon to grab it quickly. Now they want a long kick down here, FITZROY. Or they're going short again. Or is that a mark? No, push out. Now, why wouldn't he kick long in that situation? Smart runs away with it. All dangerous. Across the face, but he gets away with it. Ran a long way. Looking for Marshall against Donato. The youngster versus the veteran. Who'll win out? Oh, some good pushing and shoving. There's Kepler again. Oh, smothered that hand pass. Kepler goes in to trap it again. Chance for Paxman, but the umpire in the meantime will bounce.
The reason why Kepler is down in the forward line is the fact he's following Hart. And Hart is on the ball and Kepler is going with him.
Just on 1 minute remaining in this first half. Osman towards the boundary line. Chasing is Rod Jamison.
Good play by Osborne then. That's experience. To keep taking that ball to the defensive side.
John Ironmonger and Mark Micken, who dwarfs against the FITZROY big man. Ironmonger palms it to himself and then flicks it away. Socket off the ground up towards the wing. McGuinness and Wind both contest, but eventually taken over the line by Paul Broderick. So we're set for a very entertaining second half. And it looks as though it'll be pretty tight too, because no side in these conditions able to sneak away. Marshall tried to apply the tackle but missed. And that'll probably be the last kick of the first half, because there's the siren as Stevens tries to get it away. It's half time here at Football Park, and the home side trailing FITZROY. Good steady kicking for goal. They are 5-1-31. The Adelaide Crows are 4-5-29. 31 Adelaide 4-5-29. And the Lions' performance surprised you, Don?
It has, Sandy, and
Pleasantly surprised.
Oh my word, because the last time I saw them was, as I mentioned, down at Hobart, and that wasn't a good performance. But the way they came out initially was terrific. They were going in packs, and maybe that's fallen off a little bit, because now the Crows are starting to go exactly the same way, where the ball has fallen on the ground. They've got numbers around the Crows. Now FITZROY, if they've got to get back in, well, not get back, but I mean if they want to maintain in this game, they've got to continue in the same way. This is it was a similar game yesterday to Sydney and FITZROY, and I'd tell the people, don't switch off yet, because yesterday's game was fantastic in the last quarter.
I know the conditions don't help, but the Crows appear, do you think they've just gone off the ball a little?
The Crows? No, I wouldn't say. If anybody's gone off the ball, I think FITZROY might have gone.
No, in the past few weeks.
Well, I mean,
humiliated against Geelong.
Yeah, no. We've got the weather tonight, Sandy. It's a great level of skill. It just goes out the board when it starts to rain. The conditions, because you can run first for the ball, as we can see. Just put your hand on the ball, it'll slip through, so you can't mark it.
Quick trivia question for you.
Oh, really?
Who is the oldest surviving league footballer?
Well, could I say... Actually, I met the man. Do you know that?
Oh, darn, did you? You got me.
Yeah, I had an argument with him too. His name's Buddy Whitman.
Oh, it's not. Well, you shouldn't have said that. We meant to say it's Stan Whitman, because Gerard Healy, our investigative reporter, caught up with the oldest man.